Hey guys, it's CSFan001 here, working another one of those weekly trophy list update videos. Today is Monday, July 15th, 2019, meaning this will have covered July 8th through 14th. Anyway, there wasn't a whole bunch of progress this week, but there's definitely lots of stuff to talk about, so let's get on into it to try to keep this at a reasonable length. So, first of all, as for other games I played this week, I played some more of Red Dead 2. It's the same update as always. I'm getting there, although I'm actually very close now. I'm level 44 out of 50 that I need, so I'm getting very, very close. Not too much more. It'll actually line up quite well with getting to 400 platinums or 399 before that. So definitely making good progress there. I'm going to be getting there in the near future. I mean, I could really, if I really just wanted to like sit down and really play Red Dead 2 online for a couple days, I could probably get there without even bothering much with the daily challenges. But that's sort of the easiest way to do it so I don't get burned out on the game that much. And because the daily challenges also give you a decent amount of gold, which is good for buying stuff, so that's also a good thing. The other game I also worked on slowly over the week, or really just yesterday, Sunday, was Destiny 2. Played it a little bit more. I got 2 more exotics that I needed. They were from the Warmind and Curse of Osiris DLC set, so made a little bit of progress there. I mean, that's going slowly, but it'll be there eventually, so that's always a good thing to know that I'm making progress there. I mean, it's going to take a long time, but I'm just doing it very slowly, just logging in on Sundays to check out what Xur happens to be selling and all that good stuff. So as for actual games played for trophies this week, or really got trophies in for this week, 4 of them this week. So it wasn't the most productive ever, but it was an interesting week overall. So first off, we have God of War. I got a couple of story-related trophies. So easy story-related trophies, nothing difficult there. I think those are all I got. Let's see. Yep, that is all I got. And also, I beat my first Valkyrie, and I can't remember if I did that on stream or if I actually did that when I was actually playing the game some more, because it was the very first hidden chamber I went into. I did not know that the hidden chambers are where the Valkyries are. So that was a bit of a rude awakening when I went in, and it's like, oh hey, here's a Valkyrie, here's a super tough enemy, have fun with it. Now, I beat it first try without using any sort of resurrection stone or anything. They're tough, though, and I know that the regular Valkyries aren't really that bad. It's mostly the Queen that's a problem, even playing on easy, so that's what I'm dreading the most. But yeah, that was kind of funny that I wasn't prepared at all for it. I was fairly low level probably for it as well, so still beat it first try, which I hope is a good sign for someone who wasn't prepared at all and doesn't really know how to play this kind of game. So we are making a little bit of progress with this. The main reason I'm not making more progress with God of War is because as good of a game as it is, it's also a very good game for trophy hunters. It has no multiplayer, no DLC, and no missable trophies, meaning that it is very easy to just pick up and play at any given time for a few hours, make a little bit of progress, no worry about any sort of servers or DLC or anything like that ever being a problem, which is really, really nice. It does, though, lower it on my priority list knowing that. So I actually went ahead and bought the disc from Gamefly, and the case just got here, so really it's just, I'll go back and play whenever I feel like it, but since the trophy list is actually quite ideal, I'm not in a huge rush to finish the game. Just play it slowly over time. I'll eventually get it done just when I have time to go back and finish the game. It's not an overly long platinum. I think it's like a 40-hour platinum total. Might even be able to do it shorter than that if you really wanted to. But I mean, I'm liking the game a lot, so that's what matters, and it's not too hard of a platinum aside from the Valkyrie Queen. So that was the first thing I worked on this week. Then I got my lone platinum of the week, the Long Reach. This is the EU PS4 version. I believe it has 4 versions, a North American and an EU version on both PS4 and PS Vita. I talked about this in my video of the game that'll be coming out eventually. I don't really know how to describe this game. It's really, really weird. Like, this is just one of those really out there, wacky, strange games out there. Like, it's got like a little bit of a run away and hide mechanic like you'd see in Alien Isolation or Clock Tower or something. It's got a little bit of that in a couple areas. Not any like actual combat. It's got some very basic puzzle solving, unusual art style, a mysterious atmosphere and story to it that actually are a little bit interesting, but get to some really weird places by the end of it. So it's a really hard to describe strange game. I still have no idea what it is or what was really going on during it. But thankfully, it is a very easy platinum trophy that can be done in under 2 hours. I think I did it in under an hour and a half, actually. Yeah, it only took me about an hour and 14 minutes, according to the trophies. So, not bad at all, actually, for the amount of time. You could probably do it even a little bit faster than that because I got unlucky once or twice with where the enemies spawn at that you have to run away from. So, you get some trophies there. I think this one as well for story. I think most of these are story-related trophies. Yeah, I think that everything through that I think is a story related trophy. So you get a good number of trophies just for beating the game, which is always good. There are two different endings to the game, and actually, wait a second, isn't there one other one? This one is not story related. This one is a miscellaneous trophy you can get. You don't have to do this. It's very easy as long as you follow a guide. It just requires you to use 4 specific items on a safe in the office in the second half of the game. So that one is missable, but it's easy as long as you follow a guide. These 2 trophies are for the end game. You have, depending on which dialogue choice you make at the end. The good thing is, once you complete the game, you can simply hit continue from the main menu and you'll start right at the beginning of this last little sequence, so you'll only have to play another minute or 2 to get the other ending. So that's not difficult at all. You don't have to restart the game or anything. So 2 quick and easy gold trophies right there at the end of the game. But you do have to get both endings. I mean, the only difference is the dialogue you make at the very end of the game, thankfully. Then you have 3 miscellaneous trophies in the game. You have a gun you have to pick up during the office sequence. This is easy as long as you know where it is and remember to do it. You'll watch like a guy kill himself, I think, and then you have to pick up his gun. So nothing difficult there as long as you know about it and are following a guide. Once again, I just recommend following. You can really follow a video or even a text guide for this game. A text guide might be a little bit harder to follow at times just because a couple of the layouts are a little weird, but overall it's not really a problem, so you can follow text or video. I followed the text guide in this version. I don't remember what I followed on the North American version. And then you have 2 collectible types. You have some coolers. There aren't too many of them. You just have to drink from all of them. And then you have to read every email. This one's the more heavily missable one because these are a little bit more obscure and you have to read all of them on every terminal. But really, again, as long as you follow a guide, you shouldn't have any problem with any of this. The game is very generous with checkpoints if you are to die at any point. So overall, pretty easy game, relatively enjoyable, just kind of weird. Again, it's just, hard to explain. It's just a weird game. So then, Black Ops 3, why am I playing this recently? Because that really doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Well, first off, I'm going to say this is not anywhere near high on my priority list. All the single-player stuff is not going to be fun. You have to beat the campaign on realistic to get every trophy you've seen so far. You have some miscellaneous trophies like this one, and this is, of course, the big boy trophy of this game, earn all decorations. That includes complete the game on realistic, complete every mission on veteran without dying or restarting a checkpoint, obtain all weapons, camos, and attachments, fully upgrade all your cyber cores, complete all the in-game accomplishments or challenges, whatever you want to call them for each mission. Basically, a ridiculous amount of stuff you have to do that is not easy by any means, just because of the realistic campaign playthrough is the main problem. The only saving grace to this is you can do it all in co-op, I believe. I believe you can do it all in co-op. I'm positive you can do it all in co-op, or else like no one would have the realistic trophy because you die in one hit. But again, this game is not particularly high on my priority list. There's another miscellaneous trophy, another miscellaneous. So a few other miscellaneous trophies. But this game is not high on my trophy list priority because I finished actually all the zombies trophies for this game. Because the zombies trophies in this game, in the base game, are kind of a joke overall. Because, let's see, I got that trophy right when the game came out. And then I got all the other trophies in a single day. I got almost all of them in a single game, actually. Like, I think I got maybe 8 or 9 of the zombies trophies in a single game without a whole lot of knowledge of what I was doing with the map. Because the base game trophies for zombies are actually very easy in this game, which is really nice. You just have to... You don't really have to finish the Easter egg, you only have to finish the rituals, which is very easy. The Shadow Man is almost guaranteed to happen while you finish the rituals. Every type of gobblegum, I think that just means chew all 5 types that you have in your pack, which is very easy. 10 zombies inside of a store in a single game, you just have to do it early. The rocket shield, as long as you can build it, isn't really a problem. The Silver Protector, I think, was the last trophy I got in this. It's a little bit tougher just because it's a little bit more obscure, but it's still not hard. And then kill 10 zombies with Widow's Wine in a single game, that's easy. The Margwas requires a little bit of luck as to when they spawn 2 of them in a single round, but it's still not hard. The Parasites while on the train, that's not too hard either. And then the main reason I came back to this game is for this trophy right here, Battle Tested. I want to go ahead and get this done because it's the only multiplayer trophy I'm missing in any Call of Duty game. Because, or at least for Platinum and as well as for 100%, because like Black Ops 2 and both versions of Ghosts are only Extinction and Zombies. Then there is Advanced Warfare is only DLC Zombies, and both of those games are only DLC as well. But with this game, I still have this trophy. And then with World War II, I also still have some base game trophies, but they're for zombies and theoretically can be done solo if you really had to. But like this trophy is, I just want to get it done because it's really not hard. I mean, it's just reached level 55 in multiplayer. It's just a little bit time consuming. The multiplayer I really don't like in this game because it's the futuristic stuff and I'm not a fan of it. Plus, I've run into a fair number of hackers, or they're either hackers or the game is a lot more broken than I thought. Because they seem to be able to snap directly onto my head halfway across the map through walls. But I'm just saying that that's, I don't know, maybe that's an exploit in the game, maybe it's hacking, I don't know. But it's just really, really annoying. I've had some really good games, I've had some really bad games. But I'm slowly leveling my way up. I'm actually like level 49 or something, so I'm actually pretty close, so it won't take too much longer. Like I said, I want to get this one done because it's an easy enough trophy, just want to get it out of the way. A little bit surprised that it's a bronze though and not a silver. Otherwise, with the multiplayer, you have to reach level 10, which is super easy, everyone's going to get that. 5 medals based on a specialist ability in a single game. I think that one gave me a little bit more trouble, but there's like a specific way to do it or a specific setup you're supposed to do. And then 3 or more rapid kills. That one you can just do with the War Machine or with a number of others. It's really not that hard. I mean, I got that right around the time the game released, so nothing too difficult there. So that's my main priority, but what trophies did I get this week? Because you saw that there were trophy images. Well, I've already done some stuff in Awakening. I don't think this map is particularly hard. But I actually got some trophies in Eclipse, Zetsubo no Shima, which I believe is considered to be the easiest of the 5 DLCs. Because someone on stream, sadly I'm blanking out on the name, was nice enough to help me out with a few trophies on a stream. And we grabbed 3 of them without me having any idea what I was doing during the game. So I got a few trophies out of it. This is the Easter egg. I don't think this Easter egg is too bad. Drink fresh Widow's Wine requires you to kill like a giant boss spider. Use a plant to return to life. Not sure what that is. The skull, I'm not sure how we got it, but it's buildable, and he did everything for me. So 10 zombies with a single shot of a special weapon is a little harder than it should be because the weapon isn't that good, and you have to just do it, I think, earlier on. Stay underwater for 1 minute. I'm not sure if that has to be 1 minute consecutively, because if so, I'm not really sure how you do that, and I'll have to look into how to do that. Getting consumed, that ended up, I'm not sure how that happened, but it occurred naturally. Electrocute a zombie with a shield means you need the shield and it needs to be electrocuted. Remove webs in every possible way. There's like 8 or 9 ways to do it, so that's a little bit annoying. And throw up, also I'm not sure about that one. But hey, I got a few trophies in Black Ops 3 of all things. Unfortunately, for those who don't know, it is actually impossible to 100% this game now if you do not already have this trophy. This is the Easter egg for Gorod Krovi, which is probably the hardest of the 4 DLCs. This trophy is now unobtainable because you can still do the whole Easter egg, actually. But every time you do the Easter egg, the game will crash on the final cutscene before the trophy pops. Therefore, it is impossible to 100% this DLC, and for that matter, 100% the game. Well, I think there might be an exploit around it. I could be wrong, but I think there may actually be some kind of exploit for it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Thankfully, though, the trophies for Revelations, this one is the Easter egg for Revelations. I don't think that Easter egg is particularly hard because of some of the good weapons. But this one requires you to have completed all previous Easter eggs, including Shadows of Evil. Thankfully, this one has a nice, easy workaround in that if one person in your lobby has done all the Easter eggs, you can still get this trophy. So, thankfully, that one is still completely obtainable. And I've done a couple of trophies in this, just playing with one of my friends back home and just messing around in it, because that was one of our favorite maps to play. So I got a couple trophies in that, and then I got some trophies in Zombies Chronicles. I have the Ascensions done and Shinonuma's done. Shangri-La, this trophy is actually not that hard, and the Easter egg might actually be easier in this game because you may even be able to do it solo. And in reality, we got it second try when we did it on the PS3 Black Ops 1 version. Richtofen's Grand Scheme, I think this is identical to the trophy on the PS3 that's fairly easy. This one is going to be this one's going to be a dick again because it was awful on the PS3 and it's going to be just as awful here. Origins, I've never finished Origins on PS3. Noct is easy, Kino's easy, Verrucht is a little bit harder. I think you need Deadshot to be able to do it, which I'm just always lazy about. I think you need to use the Wonder Fizz machine to do it. Additionally, this game has like PS3 era trophy delay for some reason. I don't get that. And then finally, the other game I got trophies in this week is the Lego Movie 2 video game. So this is actually a really, really weird Lego game. Like, this is nothing like the other Lego games I've ever played. It is not even close. Like, the good news is it's way shorter. Like, it's a 15-hour platinum, so it's one of the shortest Lego games, at least on the PS4. I think the Lego games have actually, a lot of them have been getting shorter. Some of these one-off games like this, and what were some of the other ones? Lego Incredibles is shorter. I think even Lego Ninjago Movie is shorter. It's like 20 hours. So the game is, not only is it shorter, but it's a very different game because it's like every level is completely open world and you sort of tackle the missions in whatever order you want. So it's very different from a traditional Lego game. So very interesting in that. And I don't mind it. I mean, it's also interesting with like the build mechanic, but it's also just very different. So we'll see how it stacks up once I'm done with the whole game, but at least it's a shorter one. It's a GameFly game. So these trophies are all for completing the levels and for killing the bosses in them and for finding the masterpieces. Those are like the replacement for gold bricks in this game. They're needed to unlock new areas and stuff. But that's what you're going to get, I think, for doing all of these levels. And some of these are also side areas like the Old West or just side areas. Middle Zealand, I think, is a side area. So a lot of these are side areas and a lot of these are story related, but nothing difficult at all. Then you just have to unlock characters which are all story related, which is kind of nice. At least I think they're all story related. Gold character variant I think is a little bit luck based, but I think you're still guaranteed to get it by the time you get all the master bricks or whatever they're called. This is like the final planet you have to do, and it has a little bit more complicated stuff in it. This one's unmissable. This one's basically unmissable. They give you a whole bunch of studs. This one is pretty much unmissable. This one's pretty much unmissable because you don't even have to truly 100% the game. You just have to find all the master bricks. The relics, I'm not really sure what the relics are yet, but I'm sure we'll see what they are later. That's just a certain character type. Buy something from a shop, that's easy enough. I'm surprised I don't have that one yet. This one's basically guaranteed to happen from what I've heard. This one's unmissable. It's not a true 100%. Technically it's 100%, but it's not a true 100%. Like, you don't have to do every single thing in the game. You just have to find all the master bricks. The million studs, I think, is a little bit harder in this game because I don't think there are stud multipliers in this one. But that's still not a big deal, and I also don't think it's cumulative. I think you have to have a million at once. So, yeah. And then a couple other miscellaneous trophies. So, overall, it's a pretty easy but different Lego game, so I'm making progress on it slowly. I mean, I just barely started. I only played like half an hour of it yesterday, so it's one I'll eventually get done, obviously, because it's an easy enough Lego game, and I don't mind playing a Lego game every like 20 platinums or so. They're a fun way to break up some of these other games because they take a little bit of time, they take a little bit more skill, they tend to have slightly rarer trophies than a lot of like the Ratalaika games and such. So, with that, level 67, 15%, 16,624 trophies, 384 platinums, 2,180 golds, 4,224 silvers, 9,836 bronzes. So, what to work on this week? This is going to be a bigger update because I have a few things I need to say. I'm going to continue working on Red Dead 2, naturally. I'll get up another level or two. Borderlands Game of the Year Edition just got an update, but people are saying it didn't fix anything for the Coliseum for the Mad Moxie DLC, so that's really stupid that they still haven't fixed it. The good thing is, though, people are finding potential workarounds. Like, what you want to do is use a fire or corrosive weapon with a high chance of incinerating or corroding enemies. And if you do that, you should be able to remove the number of body parts and stuff on screen. And at the same time, if you make your second controller stand facing a wall, apparently, as weird as that sounds, just have them sit and face a wall, it, like, I guess uses up less memory or something on the game and makes it less likely to crash. So if they never end up fixing this, which it seems like they're not going to, although I know that they've recognized that it's an issue, but it's a bigger issue, I guess, so it takes them longer to fix. If they never were to end up fixing it, I will eventually try that method, but I'm not going to do it until it's my last hope, or I'm not going to play the game again until it's fixed. So do keep that in mind. It's just going to keep sitting there for a while. Otherwise, other games to work on, I'll continue working on this Lego game. I'll probably jump into God of War at some point. And then the Uncharted games, that's something I need to bring up, because Uncharted 2, we finally got back to boosting a little bit this week, yet we still had some problems coordinating the boosting. And then yesterday, someone in the boosting group, I'm not going to say any names as to who, but someone decided that they were just done with it and just decided to up and quit boosting it in the middle of the session, which kind of screws the rest of us because we need 10 total people or 10 total accounts playing to do Uncharted 2. It's not like Uncharted 3 where you can split screen it. So that kind of screwed us in that we're having to scramble around to find other people. We're trying to get this done as soon as possible because, I mean, Uncharted 2, again, we're going to get it done, but it's just painful because the servers are so bad. Like, you constantly have problems connecting, constantly have disconnects, can't get into lobbies together, have to have 10 full people. It's just ridiculous. It's a terrible situation. It's a terrible series of DLC, and it's made me come to a revelation of I've basically made the executive decision that I'm never going to put another Naughty Dog game on my main account, most likely. When The Last of Us 2 comes out, I will play it. I won't play it release day because I don't play any games on release day anymore for the most part, so that's not unique to them. That's pretty much all games now. But when it comes out, I will eventually play it, but I will play it on my alt account so I can experience the game without having to worry about this BS multiplayer trophy crap that should not exist, because Uncharted 2 has horrible online trophies. Uncharted 3 has horrific online trophies that are far worse. Uncharted 4 has online trophies, well, not really online, but co-op mode trophies that thankfully only require 3 people. But their DLC trophies are tied heavily to microtransactions, and that's clearly the direction they're headed in. So clearly they have a lot of contempt for trophy hunters, and then the fact that they're giving us only 3 months of notice on server shutdown when the servers literally do not function and have not functioned for years. So I think the right thing to do would have been to either auto-pop the trophies or give us more heads-up notice on these games, because if the servers just don't work, that's not really the fault of the players, because it may take us this long to get any trophies done because your servers refuse to work. And I even love how it's like, oh, the servers don't work? Well, guess what? If you have to quit the match because the servers don't work, you take a money penalty, because that's how you make a functional game, right, Naughty Dog? So I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to put another Naughty Dog game on my main account. When I play them in the future, I'll just play them on an alt account so I can experience the game without having to worry about trophies. So that's just for the future. Uncharted 2 is, of course, going to get done, but Uncharted 3 is... I really don't know, because we've actually started on Uncharted 3. I've got a few treasures so far, and we're working... The first thing we're doing is the Shade DLC, because it's fairly easy, and there's only like 4 trophies to it. So we're working on Shades first, and once we get it done, we'll start looking at some of the other stuff. Thankfully, a fair number of the trophies are co-op. They only require 3 people, and we've got 3 of us. And the other silver lining is, with Uncharted 3... you can play in split screen, meaning you only need 5 unique IDs, 5 consoles with 2 controllers on each to do everything, to fill the lobby in the multiplayer. So that is good because that makes life a little bit easier overall for us. So I'm thankful that we at least have that option, because between me and Snickle we have 5 PS3s, and then Katz is playing it with us, so basically 6 PS3s between us. So we should be able to make some good progress in it. I don't know if we're going to quite get 100%, but we're going to at least make a decent amount of progress in it and at least get my percentage up a little bit. So it's not going to be sitting there at like 50% or wherever it's currently at, but we really just need to get that stuff done. And then the other thing I need to address is this coming week and a half is going to be another bad week for me in terms of streaming and such, because from Saturday through the middle of next Thursday, I'm going to be going home for a few days. I got some doctor's appointments, and I got to help out with some stuff with my family, with the house that we're building. So I'm going to be back home for a few days, and I will probably bring my Vita with me, so I'll be able to get some trophies, but I won't be able to record during that time period, nor will I be able to boost Uncharted. Now, since we're really only dedicated to boosting Uncharted 2 now, since that's the only one that requires, 5 or 6 people between us with multiple consoles for some of us, it's not the worst thing in the world because, we still have another month and a half to finish Uncharted 2, so it's going to be another few days where we can't play that, and I don't know what the stream schedule is exactly going to be this week. The stream schedule this week is most likely... It's going to depend on when we're going to boost Uncharted 2, because that has to take absolute priority right now. Once Uncharted 2 is done boosting, then the stream schedule will probably get more back to normal, because Uncharted 3 requires fewer people with multiple consoles, and we can do it at different times of the day. Now that the other person left, it, I guess, kind of helps us out a little bit with scheduling. So we're going to get that done, and that might return the streaming more to a normal schedule. This week, it could be Wednesday and Friday, it could be Tuesday and Thursday, it could just be Thursday, it could just be Friday, it could just be Wednesday, depending on when we're going to be playing the Uncharteds, because we just need to get that done. We're making progress on it. We're actually pretty close to the end. We only have 2 trophies left apiece, kills and deathmatch wins, and we're grinding those out at a steady pace. So depending on when we're doing that will depend on when I get to do streams these next few weeks, but pretty much expect this Saturday through Wednesday of next week there won't be any streams. There will be videos, of course, and I'll probably be getting a few trophies. So that means that for the trophy update, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a trophy update on Friday of this week and upload it on Saturday. So you'll still get one on Saturday for like a 5-day update. It won't be a very long one because there won't be too much to talk about. But there will be a little bit, and it'll at least give an extra video, and then after that it'll be like 8 or 9 days until you get another one. So I'm going to be doing that. So that's sort of how this coming week is going to work. For streams, games I want to stream, we're going to finish up Detroit Become Human soon, that 3rd playthrough of it. There's only like 6 chapters left. A couple of them are long, but like I said, that was only going to be a 3-stream thing. That's been a lot of fun, though, playing through that game again, sort of how I'd want to play through it. Getting different choices and stuff. And then along with that, there is Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 challenge runs and Fallout 4 possible challenge runs. I'm sure I'll start up with those again in a couple weeks, because I got a little bit burnt out playing Fallout 3 for the max skills run, which was fun though. It was cool getting that done because I've never done it before. So stream schedule is going to be a little bit off the next like week and a half just because of that, because I'm going to be gone for a few days. But there will still be videos, of course. I'll be back next Thursday after that little hiatus. So streams and stuff will return then, and hopefully we'll be finishing up Uncharted 2 within these next 2 weeks. We should be able to finish it within these next 2 weeks, and that'll be good because that'll be a huge weight off my shoulders. And in some ways, it'll be kind of a relief when September 3rd rolls around and no longer have to bother with these Uncharteds anymore. Because then the only really, really time-consuming PS3 game I'll have left at that point is Far Cry 2. But most of that can be boosted with 3 people, or even 2 people. Most of it can be 2 people. Some of it requires 3, and then there's one trophy that requires 16. So eventually we're going to be doing that one. But the other games I have on PS3 are Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty Ghosts, which are semi-single and semi-like 2-player, but not a big deal because they're Call of Duty. They'll stay up for a lot longer. Far Cry 2 is going to be extremely time-consuming. And then there's also Red Dead 1, which I don't think is going to take that much time, aside from the co-op stuff, which only takes 2 people. Then there is... What else is there that I have? I have Battlefield 3, which only takes 4 people and can be boosted in not private lobbies, but in rented servers, and it only takes 4 people or 4 consoles, so that's good. And then Resident Evil 5 and 6, which take 4 people and 3 people respectively, and actually most Resident Evil 6 only takes 2 people. So those aren't even that bad because I have multiple consoles, so I can do a lot of that myself. So those are not going to be as bad. So you can sort of see the light at the end of the tunnel once the Uncharted games are done and down, even if I don't finish Uncharted 3. So that's just an update for the future. I know this was a bit of a longer video, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. This week and next week are going to be a little bit inconsistent with both streams and videos, depending on when we're boosting Uncharted 2 and when I'm doing my other stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you later this week.